Ladies and lads, this is Civic Dude, and welcome back to Hypermine, everyone. We are playing Feed the Beast, Infinity Evolved. Oh my gosh, we're back playing Minecraft, and I'm so excited. How are you doing? How are you? Yes, I am fantastic. How are you? Fantastic? Excellent. Well, we are back playing Minecraft, everyone, and we're having fun doing some things. Let's see, this is a new map. You've probably seen some other videos from the other guys, but we are finally playing and getting started with some things. And I have one of these hats. Let's hide the hat for now. There we go. So I'll hide the hat. Perfect. And we'll get back into all the stuff and the things. Let's take a look around. I've already been doing a little bit. This is not my place. This is our starter town thing that we found. We spawned in somewhere over there and found this little starter town that we kind of did some things with, upgraded some stuff and things like that. We have another portal, and we have also some Mistcraft books. Let's go check it out. So, yes, back playing Minecraft, everyone. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I can't even express to you guys how excited I am to be back playing. I took a break for a while. Real life stuff and things, you know, kids, family, things like that, work, and blah, blah, blah. What is this? Benito's Hive. Wah, wah, wah. Yes. But now we're back playing again, and I'm so excited. So, yes, what do we have? Things. This is our library hub. This is kind of where we go to get to other people's places of living. Let's see, I have my place here. Here's a caving world, names and things and people and stuff like that. And yes, we have new people since the last time we started a map. Can't go through all their names just because there's so many of them, but you might have seen videos from the other Hyperminers. Of course, I'll have links to those guys in the description below. And yeah, go check out all the videos if you haven't seen them yet. They are some great, fantastic guys, and it's happy to have them here. It's a lot of fun. So let's go take a look real quick at what we've been doing. It's a fairly simple setup so far. We're in the void. Actually, let's start over here. I want to start in the overworld. So we started with some overworld prep because I didn't know where to go in the very beginning. You can see here Civic Space up here. So let's go check it out. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Here's the base. It's a rather humble setup, completely industrial craft related. Nothing else here but industrial craft machines. And really, I started here because I didn't know where else to go, and I wanted to do some IC2 stuff. But IC2, obviously, if I want to get into advanced, or rather, if I want to get into solar panels, requires there to be sunlight. So where's the sun? Sunlight. Yes. So whenever I first started, I wanted to be in the sun, obviously for the solar panels. But then I decided I wanted to go live in the void because, I don't know, there's lots of stars there. It looks pretty cool. So I've moved everything over, but I have not yet moved over all these IC2 machines and things because we don't have an easy way to use the IC2 solar panels and convert the EU energy into RF energy and then back into EU energy. So I think there's a way to do it with a mod called, let's see, Immersive Engineering. I think Lone Wolf was telling me about some blocks. These, no, not capacitors. Are they capacitors or transformers? Let's see. I think they're these capacitors, LV capacitor, MV, and HV for medium voltage, high voltage, and stuff. I think we can use those to transform the energy from EU to RF and then use like a tesseract or something to get it to our void, and then maybe use these blocks again to transform it back into EU. I don't know. Hopefully that's the rumor that he's been telling me about. So we'll see if that works. But for now, let's go back to where the actual base is. We can kind of look at some things here. And I've been trying to get established, but not too established, because I didn't want to skip all of the mods and all of the tech with you guys before I brought you guys in. Like I said, I'm so busy in real life, I really rarely have time to record anyways, but I didn't want to do everything without you guys here, so I can at least show you some stuff that I've done. So let's see, we've got a basic thermal expansion configuration set up here with some smelters and pulverizers and yada yada, things like that. We have the magma crucible and transposer, fluid transposer set up so that we can actually make the tesseracts, which these guys are a little difficult to make these days. We have to have a lot of ender pearls, and the trickiest thing I think is the, let's see, let's just go tesseract. So the trickiest part is going to be these Enderium ingots, because Enderium is a little bit difficult to make. You have to have both the Enderium blend as well as this Pyrotheum dust, and so each of those takes other components, and so the hardest one for the Enderium is going to be this pulverized shiny metal, which the only way that I found you can get it, at least early game, is going to be, I mean, I guess you could go to the nether and get some platinum ore, but I haven't been able to find any of that stuff. So the only other way I can find to get it is through, where is it? Right here, pulverizer. So you take ferrous ore, which also is fairly rare, and then pulverize it, and you have a 10% chance of getting shiny metal out of that. So not only do you have rare ore, but you have even less of a chance of getting, it's not even 20%, it's 10% to get one of these pieces of dust, which then you can take and combine it with tin and silver and some liquid ender to actually get 4 Enderium blend, which you can then smelt 1 per to get an ingot for each of those. So that's one half of the components. The other half is this Pyrotheum dust, which is fairly simple to make, actually. You take redstone, coal powder, sulfur, which you can find in the overworld as well as the nether, and then some blaze powder and get 2 of those Pyrotheum dust from that. So that's fairly easy. You can also do some stuff with bees, but we haven't gone into bees yet. I think I might in the future get into bees, but at the moment we're just going to use the shapeless crafting formula to get to that dust. But yeah, that's the most difficult part about making the whole tesseract thing, which you can then use obviously for wireless energy. So these two are on the same frequency. We're sending energy from this one into this guy, powering this bank of RF energy, and then sending it down the line to power all these machines. Fantastic setup, really easy. Now, if you wanted something a little lower tech, more starter oriented, then you would go with something like this extra utilities transfer node, energy transfer node, which if we look at those, let's see, transfer, okay, so each, right there, transfer node, you have to use a QED to create that. A QED, if you don't know, is one of these guys right here. So it's a block, you put a pattern of things in, and then it just kind of runs. But it only runs if you have these ender flux crystals next to it to kind of power it. So let's see. QED takes fairly basic things. You have an Eye of Ender, which is obviously Ender Pearl and a Blaze Powder, some diamonds, more Ender Pearls, and some obsidian, and then you get one of these QEDs. The Ender Flux Crystal, let's check that one out. Ender Flux, nope, Ender Dash Flux. Also, more Eye of Ender, and this Ender Infused Obsidian, which again is just the Ender Pearl and 4 Obsidian. So that's not so bad. But back to the transfer node, you have to, this is actually a very gold and redstone intensive block. So you have this breadth first search upgrade, which takes one of these breadth first search upgrades, but it takes 2 of these speed upgrades as well as 1 depth first upgrades, which itself takes 3 speed upgrades. So you can see how quickly this becomes a gold and redstone intense piece of item. The other components here are these transfer nodes, regular transfer nodes for items, which are fairly straightforward. They're just redstone, chest, and stone, as well as the different pipes here. There's a lot of different pipes. The easiest one to make is this transfer pipe. So it's just stone, redstone, glass, and stone slabs, rather. And so that's fairly easy. Once you get all of those, then you can put them all down together, and you put it in the configuration like so, with more gold, and that search upgrade, the transfer nodes, and then you can make 1 of these energy transfer nodes. The problem, of course, is that you need 2 of those to actually do anything. So you make 2 of those, you get your 2 transfer nodes, and then you're almost done. So you have to, in order to make it work, let's see if we could find it, you have to apply or add on 2 of these Ender transmitter and receivers. So one has to be the receiver and one has to be the transmitter. And so obviously where your power source originates, you would put the transmitter. The second one you would put the receiver, and it kind of works like the tesseract, where you define a frequency that this lives on, basically by naming it in an anvil, and then it'll look for its counterpart in the other transfer node. And so once you do that, then you can actually hook it up, to your power source and your, in my case I used a quarry in another one of these void ages to run off of that. So that's a little bit earlier game way to do it. You do need a lot of gold and redstone to do that. But yeah, that's what we did at the very beginning, and then after that we moved into this this Tesseract stuff. So as you can see, we're still very much in the beginning stages of the game. We're setting up our base. We're getting our power system online. We're using big reactors here for our power. It's I like the mod. It's fairly fun for me. Let's get all of that out of the way. It's a fun mod for me. I like the idea that you can make it as big or as small as you need to. Plus, it hooks up with computer craft. So, for instance, Lone Wolf hooked up or wrote a script rather that will turn it on, turn it off automatically. So, if I drain the power below 3,000 RF, it'll kick on, and once it gets above 9.5 million RF, it'll kick off. And so, let's see. You can see here we hook up with 2 modems and a wire, a networking cable, to the actual reactor itself. How are we doing over here? Right now it's turned on, so it's trying to power, I believe, the quarry, and it's sucking up yellowite at a fairly good rate. The one complaint I would have about this, and I could probably work with Lone to figure this out, is whenever the program starts off, it turns itself on. It seems to set the rod at the 0% mark, which is maximum power, but it's also, I think, maximum fuel consumption. So, which is down here, fuel burn-up rate. So, 0.1 millibuckets is where we have it now at, I think, 40% rod insertion. Yeah, rod insertion. And if we change that back to 0, you'll notice that the burn-up rate is now 0.18 essentially. So 0.18 at 0% and too far. And it is 0.1011 at 40%. So it's a little bit better on consumption, and does put out a little bit less flux per tick, but that's okay. I'm just running the quarry right now, so it's not that big of a deal for me. Now, I want to show you the quarry, but we'll probably wait till a little bit later in the episode to do that. I have a bit... quickly. This thing right here, this is AE. This is like AE for beginners. So Applied Energistics for beginners. It's an RF Tools block, so it comes from the RF Tools mod. It's called Modular Storage, and it runs off of 0 energy, so it takes no energy to run. And all you do is build it and then insert these storage modules, and they come in 1, 2, or 3 tiers. So 1 tier is 100 stacks of items, 2 tiers is 200, and 3 is 300. And you can have 3 of those, I believe, in the system, so you can have up to 900 stacks of items. A stack, of course, depends on the type of item. So, for instance, if I filled it with 900 swords, that would be 900 stacks, because those don't stack on top of each other, as opposed to something like iron ore, which stacks in quantities of 64 items, 64 blocks. So, yes, let me show you guys the recipe for that really quick. Modular storage. So this is a very easy block to make. The most expensive part is the nether quartz, the 3 nether quartz. The machine frame here is just, like you can see, 2 lapis, 2 gold nuggets, and 4 iron. And then this bit right here, very easy to make. The storage module, let's see if I can find that real quick. RF Tools, and then the storage modules back over here. So these guys are a little bit more expensive. We'll start at the 3 so you can kind of see how those work. Each one builds off of the previous version. So let's start with number 1. Number 1, also very easy to make. 2 nether quartz are the most expensive component. And then from there, you just kind of build up, and it gets a little bit more expensive with 2 more nether quartz and 2 gold ingots, and then blocks of quartz and gold at that 3rd stage point. So it's very easy to make, very great for early game modular storage before you get into something more advanced like Applied Energistics. So very happy with that. You guys should definitely check that out. If you want to play along with this map, by the way, you could just easily go to the Feed the Beast launcher and start up the Infinity Evolved mod pack. And it wouldn't be the same map, of course, but you'd be able to at least play along in the modded pack to kind of test out these features and these items as we show them off to you. So you can see here that we're getting things set up and getting used to the pack and kind of constructing things as we go. I have a to-do list here from Bibliocraft about things that I want to do next. So we're working on that, kind of checking things off as we go there. The actual base itself, I'm going for a design for a base that I'm borrowing from an old Hypermine buddy of ours. He called it the Crucible, and he built it in the Nether. I'll let you try and figure out who that was. But it was way back, I think it was Hypermine 2.0, so the second map that we ever had. And it's basically just an octagon centered around 9 chunks. And so we have a ton of space. I might make it a little bit taller. I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of just mocking things up with dirt at the moment. But yeah, I love the idea because it's just simple and easy to do, and it does take a lot of material to actually get the right look that I want. So for instance, I want to fill it with glass, and it does take a lot of glass to do that, but I can at least use things like cobblestone pulverizer into sand, and then smelt sand into glass, and then combine that and make other glass and stuff. So I don't have to go out and mine sand only. I can use like the quarry to get the cobblestone for me automatically, and then take it from there. So that's really nice. Yeah, but I wanted to do this style of the base in a kind of a tribute to our buddy. Stop hitting me. Our buddy who used to be playing on Hypermine and no longer does. But yeah, so 100 internet points to you if you can figure out who that is. All right. So we don't have chicken chunks in this game, so we don't have a way other than the world anchor from Railcraft to chunk load our bases, which means that you can keep the machines running even when you're not here. So for instance, the big reactor will keep running even while I'm not logged on. So that's a really cool block that you should take advantage of if you're going to play along with us here. Let's go take a look at the quarry real quick, and then we can not that one. Then we can move into like some new plans for the next episode or 2 or 3, and what we want to do after that point. So here's our kind of cave world, mining world. I don't know if these are set up through Mistcraft or Draconic Evolution or Runic Dungeons or what, but yeah, this is just kind of something that Lone Wolf set up, and I've been using it for a mining world, and so you can kind of see we're working through the quarry here. Let's see how the storage is doing. Oh my goodness, why am I losing items? I don't like that. Maybe I'm out of space. Nope. Why am I losing items, guys? Okay, so it's sorting. That's interesting. It's sorting iron out this way, and it shouldn't be. Well, let's get rid of all this cobblestone. Maybe that'll help. I have one of these golden bags of holding, which is really handy for just extra storage on my person whenever I run out of space elsewhere. Okay, so that should help relieve some of the pressure. Oh wait, I know why. I know exactly why. It's because I'm using one of those stone transport pipes. And yes, so the stone transport pipe, I bet that's exactly what it is. The stone transport pipe will just randomly take items because it can, whereas the clay ones will take items that are first available. It'll search for the first available empty inventory. And so the filter here, oh, that's why. No wonder. I've got, I figured it out. So I've got my filter on the wrong color. So I'm trying to filter off of black, and it should be off of red. No wonder that didn't work. That should fix it. Now let's get a gravel, and we'll go do the same thing for gravel on red. There we go. Now we shouldn't have any more issues with that. That was... Oh, I'm so sad you guys actually saw that. That was such a beginner mistake. Oh, man. My voice is leaving. Do I have any water? Water break! Hold up. Oh, man. Guys, I am so happy to be back recording. I don't know if I told you that. But, yeah, I don't get to do this very often. And so when I do get the chance, I'm very excited to actually do that. I did take a break from Minecraft for a while there. I got a little burned out for a bit. But now that we have a new modded map, I'm back more interested and ready to play. So let's see. Let's go back to our base, and we'll kind of start talking about plans. I want to keep these episodes around 20 minutes, and this one I think is running close to that already. So we'll wrap it up here real quick, and we'll get started on the next one. But anyways, back to the base. Okay, perfect. Load in. Not sure if I want to stick with the Mistcraft books, because we do have other things like RF tools transporters, Ender IO transporters, things like that actually look like transporters or teleporters. I might move into one of those. It just depends on the resources I have at the time, I guess. But I think the next thing we want to do is get into applied energistics, and so we'll take a quick look at that before we get started on that, probably next episode. But let's see. To do applied energistics, the very first thing you need to build are these inscribers. And to build an inscriber, you have to have these flex crystals or fluix crystals. And so to build one of those, you have to do some stuff and things, and it kind of gets a little involved. So we'll start to look at that. Matter cannon. Well, that looks fun. We'll start to look at that in the next episode. But for now, guys, I want to thank you for coming along. Here's my tree farm. I have it stopped right now because I have too much wood. Thank you very much for coming along. That's going to be our final big reactor when I get it all finished. And you know what? This has been a great episode. I am so excited to be back recording again. This is awesome. Let me know what you think about the base. We're going to get it all finished up here eventually as we get the material. And then, yeah, come back and check us out in the next episode, guys. But for now, thanks for watching. It's been wonderful. And we'll see you in the next episode, guys.